My name is Pete Coore, and I am doing Lab 2 of class ELD-311 online 009. And we're going to start the lab by going through and and double clicking on the MPLab IDE, which is on the computer, and I'll go step by step through the lab instructions. Well, most of the steps. I'm not going to go back and rewrite the program that I did, but I will show you the program that I did right. You go into File and go into Open and go into Lab number 2 ASM, and this program was basically the Lab 1, and I made all the adjustments in writing the program with the addition, subtraction, inclusive OR gate, exclusive OR gate, and the AND function. We'll take a look down here and scroll down. I also created temporary files, just registers to store the answers to the problems, and I defined them in the beginning of the program. As you can see, I had several. I used 5 temps to store the 5 different equations that I was going to do. These DVARs and DVAR2 I left there from the last lab, so not sure exactly what to do with them. I could have probably deleted them if they were just temporaries. Anyway, going through the file, the first one here is the addition problem, where I'm going to add hexadecimal 48 to hexadecimal 75. Had a temp to store it, and this is the temp address, and I did that with all the subsequent equations, including the subtraction one here, the AND function here, the OR function here, and the exclusive OR function here. I wasn't sure about the actual registers, so I just decided to clear them all. So at the end of each one of the operations, I put in a clear register W. So I just cleared it all out at the end of each equation, so there was no residual data left inside of those fields. All right, but that's the program as it's written. At first, I did not include the AND and go to, again and go to, but in the video demonstration that I saw online, they said to include it, and in the lab write-up, it said it needed it to be able to get out of the program. So I went back and included it in there. But that's the program. Now we're going to go through the lab. Start here. Basically save the equation. I already did that. After you've done editing the operation under the file, I finished editing and compiling. Choose project at the top of the bar. Let me close out here. Oops, went out of the entire program. Okay, project. Just choose project at the top of the bar. Project wizard. Next, identifies the device, which is PIC16F84 alpha. Next, it verifies that those 3 required files are identified, and they are. Next, says create the file. The file was created already, so I'm going to browse, go into my Lab 2 ASM, overwrite what was there, and next, basically it's going to overwrite what I did already. I used the general H that we used from the first lab, and I went down to my Lab 2 ASM right here and added that in. Go into the next, and finished. And asked to overwrite. You probably see that a lot because I already compiled it before, just to make sure a test run. Alright, right now I'm at what point? That's there, username, that's all done. I'm going to verify that. That's finished. All right. Simulating execution. Before the simulation, if anything works well, go back to idle lab. Okay. You use the manual bar and use build all, which is right here. Now, I'm trying to make sure it pops up on the screen so you can see it. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Here's the build all. Absolute. All right, and here's the output of the screen. And build successful. After that, I'm going to choose the build all, select absolute. Already after compilation, you should see the windows, and I did. Under the main mail, select debugger. Select tool, and then MA Lab Sim. And once that's done, after selection to sim, there will be 6 more options in the middle of manual, and here they are on this side: run, halt, animate, step into, step over, step out, reset. Okay, all those are there. And then it says under the program tree, lab 2, that's right here. Double click on the ASM file, which is right here. Double click, and it brings up the window with the program written in there. Bring up the source code window, and then hit reset, which is right here, which has the arrow at the beginning of the program. It says go to start. Under the main menu, choose view. Did I miss something? Like I'm missing a window. No, maybe not. View, file register, and then view again, program memory, and then view again, and then special functions. And then we get rid of that one, and that one, and then we go up to, I think it's a window, and horizontal, and then that brings up all 4 of the files. And so you can see them. At this point, you could go through the program, and it says use step into, which is this one right here. And it will go step by step through the program. And it starts at the beginning where it's doing the addition problem. And it placed it into the register. Where was it, the register? Oh, up here. The W register, which is 48, which was the hexadecimal 48. It's being added to hexadecimal 75. And that's the answer there, and then the answer is going to be stored in temp 1, which is supposed to be OE. That's kind of weird. It says OE, I believe that's what it was, but it's stored it in OF. I'm not sure if that's off a little bit in my program. I'll take a look at that real quick. No. I must have missed a 0 something on here. But it did store the data, the answer, in one of the register files. And we'll go through all the other ones. Step into. Next one is a subtraction. You could see the data going from the program into the register. It's adding the numbers. I was subtracting one number from the other, and then putting it in a temporary file. Also, like I said, at the end of it, I cleared them all, just to make sure there's no data left inside of the registers. And it goes like that through the AND, the inclusive OR, and the exclusive OR. And then it gets to the end where it goes again, and it just stops there, and that's the end of the program. For me, this program was a little bit of a pain in the butt, just trying to get through following the video and working with the lab itself. It's a little bit of confusion, but you know, you have to read between the lines sometimes to try and get exactly what they're trying to get. And it seems like the program in the book is a little bit different from what's on the video, but that's okay. Made it through, and it seems to, well, not seems to, it does run, so we're good to go. All right, that's it for lab number 2. That's it for lab number 2 for this week, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.